Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to online analog electronics class. In the last class, we have discussed some part of VI characteristics of PN junction diode. In continuation to the last class, I am going to explain the remaining things in the VI characteristics of PN junction diode in this today's class. Here we know that the VI characteristics of PN junction diode is nothing but it is the relation between the voltage and current of the PN junction diode. By applying the voltage, that may be forward bias or reverse bias, we studied its current through the PN junction diode. So that VI characteristics nothing but it is a plot between the voltage across the PN junction diode and current through the PN junction diode in the both biasing methods. The PN junction diode can be connected in two ways. We know that is one is forward bias, another one is reverse bias. In forward bias, the PN junction diode, from the conclusion of the operation of PN junction diode in the forward bias, we can conclude that PN junction diode conducts the milliamps of current in forward bias and it don't conduct any current in the reverse bias mode. This is the conclusion of the PN junction diode operation in the forward bias and the reverse bias, in forward bias and reverse bias. In forward bias, it conducts the well amount of current which is in terms of milliamps. In the reverse bias, the same diode is not going to conduct any current. The PN junction diode conducts the current in forward bias, and whereas it is not conducting any current in reverse bias, and this property of the PN junction diode is named as unilateral property. It has been conducting the current in one biasing only. This is called unilateral property. And from the last class, it is clear that the PN junction diode conducts the milliamps of current in forward bias and the microamps of current in reverse bias. Microamps of current in reverse bias, and that microamps of current is due to minority charge carriers, and this milliamps of current is due to majority charge carriers. Whatever the PN junction diode conducts the current in forward bias, that is due to the majority charge carriers, and whatever the PN junction diode conducts the current in reverse bias, that is due to the minority charge carriers. So that it is in terms of milliamp, this is in terms of microamps. Micro means 10 times less than the milli. Micro means 10 times less than the milli, so that the current in reverse bias of the PN junction diode is 1000 times less than the current of PN junction diode of forward bias. This is all the things we have discussed in the last class. The current in the forward bias, that is represented with IF, and the voltage across the PN junction diode is represented as VF. F stands for forward bias. In the current through the PN junction diode, when it is connected in reverse bias, that is denoted with IR, and the voltage across the PN junction diode when it is connected in reverse bias, that is represented with VR. R stands for reverse. It is there is no current up to the cut-in voltage, and the cut-in voltage of a silicon PN junction diode, it is 0.6 volts for silicon and it is 0.2 volts for germanium. That means what? At 0.6 volts, if it is a silicon PN junction diode, it can conduct the current at the 0.6 volts onwards. That means what? The point at which the PN junction diode conducts the current is named as cut-in voltage. We can define the cut-in voltage in forward bias. So, up to 0.6, there has been existing the depletion layer in between the P and N material across the junction, so that it won't conduct any current. And whenever it is at 0.6 volts, at this voltage the complete depletion will be disappear, so that it's ready for the current conduction. If you increase further more of 0.6 with the units of very small also, it can conduct the well amount of current, that current in terms of milliamps. From here to here there is no current. After the 0.6 volts, if we increase very small, then the current is exponentially increasing. This is named as the up to the 0.6 there is no current. That region is named as ohmic region. The region in which the PN junction diode is not conducting the current in forward bias, that region is named as ohmic region. From 0 to 0.6 there is no current, so that this region is named as ohmic region. After the 0.6, it has been conducting the current, and that region is named as active region. Now the diode is actively responding with respect to the voltage, so that it is named as it is active region. This is PN junction forward. In the reverse bias, the current is due to the minority charge carriers, and that minority charge carriers are very small in number, so that they can constitute the current is also very small, and that current is very small, and it is almost constant. That current is almost constant, and that current is named as a reverse saturation current, and it is denoted with I naught. Reverse saturation current is nothing but it is a reverse current, and it is a leakage current, which is in terms of microamps. And this we can get this microamps of current at some 6 volts, 7 volts of applied voltage. When the voltage across the PN junction diode, when it is in reverse bias, E is about 6 volts, 7 volts, then it will give the current, that is leakage current, that current in terms of microamps. Here the valid important point is that the PN junction diode conducting milliamps of current at 0.6 only, but whereas it has been conducting the current microamps of current at the 5 volts, 6 volts. So that we can conclude a point that PN junction diode offers the less resistance in forward bias for the current conduction, and a huge resistance for the current conduction in the reverse bias. Based on this concept, we have to define some resistances in the resistances from the VI characteristics of PN junction diode. We have to define some resistances, or we have to calculate some resistances in a forward bias of the PN junction diode and the reverse bias of the PN junction diode. We must calculate the resistance. That resistances are named as static resistance, and another resistance is named dynamic resistance. Static resistance is nothing but it is a fixed resistance. It is a fixed resistance. Whereas dynamic resistance is approximate resistance. This static resistance is named as also named as DC resistance, whereas dynamic resistance is named as AC resistance. I hope I am clear. And these AC resistances and DC resistance we have to define in the forward bias and as well as reverse bias. So that with the definition of the or calculation of the static resistance and the dynamic resistance, the VI characteristics of PN junction diode is going to be completed. In the exam, if you get the question is like this, explain the VI characteristics of PN junction diode. That means what? You have to explain the operation of PN junction diode in forward bias and in reverse bias. After that, you have to plot that VI characteristics into a graph, and from that graph, you have to calculate the static and dynamic resistances. With these three things, you have to close that writing of the VI characteristics of PN junction diode. First one, operation you should explain. Next one, graph you should explain. Plot you should explain. From that plot, you should calculate the static and dynamic resistance of the PN junction diode when it is connected in forward bias and the reverse bias. Then I am going with the static resistance and the dynamic resistance in forward bias. In forward bias. What is forward bias? We know the definition of forward bias. Forward bias is nothing but when the anode of the PN junction diode is connected to the when the anode of the PN junction diode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery and cathode of the PN junction diode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, then that biasing is named as forward bias. By connecting the PN junction diode in forward biasing, and we have been getting the characteristics are like this. Up to 0.6 there is no current. When it is reaching the 0.6, that complete barrier is going to be disappear. It will be vanished, and such that it is ready for the current conduction, and hereafter if you apply the very small amount of voltage also, it conducts the current. And this is the forward bias VI characteristics. So that in the forward bias VI characteristics, we have to define the static resistance, also named as fixed resistance, is also named as DC resistance. Static or DC resistance. Static resistance, you should remember that always it should represented with capital R. Capital R. Then the dynamic resistance, after defining the static resistance, we have to define the another resistance, that is called dynamic resistance, also named as AC resistance, and it is always represented with a small r. That means what? We are defining the static resistance and the dynamic resistances in forward bias, so that I can write this as RF. That is what? It is forward bias static resistance. Capital R stands for static and F stands for forward. Here dynamic resistance is denoted with small r, and we are defining that is into the forward bias, it is small rf. Then from the definition of the static resistance, it is clear that after the cut-in voltage we have to define the resistance. After the cut-in voltage we have to define the resistance. Why? Because and before to the cut-in voltage the resistance is very high, so that there is no current. No need to calculate. Before to the cut-in voltage there is no current, so that resistance is approximately infinite. No need to calculate the resistance in the ohmic region. This region is what? The region in which the diode doesn't conduct the current in the forward bias, and that is called, it is ohmic region. This region is named as ohmic region. This is now ohmic region. In the ohmic region we are not calculating the resistance, because even though it is forward bias, because if you calculate the resistance in the ohmic region, obviously that will be tends to infinite only, because there is no current. And here, from here to here, this region is named as active region. We are going to calculate the static resistance and the dynamic resistance in the active region only. So static resistance is nothing but it is a fixed resistance, and from the Ohm's law, R is equals to V by I. R is equals to V by I. So that I am selecting one particular voltage on the x-axis, and corresponding point I am plotting on the graph, and it is going to define one more point in the y-axis, so that I can write this one is I am defining one voltage, I am plotting one voltage on the x-axis. This is nothing but the voltage which is going to identify one point on the graph, and by holding that point we can define the corresponding current on the y-axis. So that I can call this voltage is Vf, I can call this current is called If. So that static resistance or the dynamic resistance is the fixed resistance, which is nothing but it is a ratio between the voltage and current. R is equals to V by I. V by I. Then what the V we defined, that is Vf. What the I we have defined, that is If. Vf by If, because it is RF. R is nothing but what? It is a static resistance and in forward bias, so that we must take the forward bias voltage and the forward bias current. Now this V by I is nothing but it is a resistance, but the units of this resistance will be ohms, but Vf is in volts, and If is in Vf is in volts and If is in milliamps, so that it is amperes, that is milliamps, so that it is milliamps. Milli means how much? Milli means it is 10 power of minus 3, and so that if you take this 10 power of 3 minus 3 into the numerator, that will be V by I is nothing but ohms, and 10 power of minus 3 will be plus 3, and 10 power of 3 is nothing but kilo. So that the forward bias PN junction diode has been offering the resistance is in kilo ohms, that is the static resistance. Static means it is a fixed resistance. The voltage at one particular point, the resistance at one particular point of voltage and current is called as static resistance. We have defined the resistance at one particular voltage and the current, that is called the static resistance, and the units for the static resistance in the forward bias mode is kilo ohms. Kilo means 10 power of 3. And coming to the dynamic resistance. Dynamic resistance is nothing but it is an approximate resistance, and it is defined by the 2 voltages and 2 currents. So that here this is what? This is 1 voltage and this is defined 1 current, and again I am defining 1 more voltage. So that here I am defining 1 more voltage, that is I can call this is VF1, and so that it is defining 1 more point on the graph, and which can define the 1 more current on the y-axis. This is called IF1. I have selected earlier VF so that it has defined 1 point on the graph, corresponding current we have identified. Now we have defined 1 more voltage on the x-axis, that I am writing VF1, and which can define 1 point on the graph, and it can define the 1 current on the y-axis. So that dynamic resistance is nothing but change in voltage by change in current, del V by del I. Change in voltage by change in current. Change in voltage is what? Change in voltage. Which voltage we are taking? Forward bias voltage. And which current we have been taking? Forward bias current we have been taking. Change in voltage by change in current. How can we calculate change in voltage? Change in voltage, that means what? This area from VF1 to VF, that is nothing but it is a change in voltage only. And from here we are having change in current, that is IF. Change in current is IF, del of V, del IF, change in voltage is del VF. Then how can we get this change? Change is nothing but here VF1 minus VF, VF1 minus VF by IF1 by IF. And again the units of this one is volts and the units of this one is milliamps, so that again it also offers kilo ohms resistance. This is the calculation of static and dynamic resistances in forward bias. Now we have to define the same resistances in reverse bias. We have to define same resistances in the reverse bias also, in reverse bias. What are the resistance we have to define? Static resistance. Static resistance is the first one, and the next one is dynamic resistance. Next one is dynamic resistance. We know that static resistance is represented with capital R and the dynamic resistance is represented with small r. And we are defining the static resistance and the dynamic resistance in the reverse bias so that it is capital RR. And the dynamic resistance in reverse bias, that is RR. Then static resistance means what? It is a ratio between voltage and current, and the dynamic resistance is nothing but change in voltage by change in current. In which biasing we have to identify this one? In reverse biasing, so that we require to identify voltage and current. Here reverse bias means what? Here this is VR by this is VR by IR. VR by IR. So that identify one point here, voltage, that is VR, and corresponding point on the graph, and so that which defines one current, that is I1, IR. So that it is nothing but VR by IR. We have VR and IR, so that units for voltage is volts, and units for reverse current is nothing but it is a microamp. So that micro is nothing but 10 power of minus 6. If you take that 10 power of minus 6 to the numerator, that will be the 10 power of 6. So that it offers the mega ohms resistance. 10 power of minus 6 will be micro, then 10 power of 6 will be mega. So that it has been offering mega ohms of resistance. And coming to the next one, it is a dynamic resistance. Dynamic resistance is nothing but it is a ratio of change in voltage to the change in current. So the change in voltage I can write this is VR1 minus VR. Already we have defined VR. Next one IR1 minus IR. So that we have VR and IR, and we have to define one more point. This is VR1, and which is defining one point on the graph, and which is going to define IR1. VR1 by VR1 minus VR by IR1 minus IR is equals to, again this is units volts by microamps. If you take 10 power of minus 6 to the numerator, that will be the 10 power of 6. So that it is in mega ohms. That means what? Here the point is very clear that PN junction diode has been offering the kilo ohms of resistance in the forward bias, so that current is more, and the same PN junction diode is offering the mega ohms of resistance in the reverse bias, so that the current is less in the reverse bias. This is the conclusion you must give at the end of the VI characteristics of PN junction diode when you are writing the answer. That means what? VI characteristics of from the VI characteristics of PN junction diode, it is clear that whenever the PN junction diode is connected in the forward bias, it offers the less resistance. That resistance is kilo ohms, so that it offers the more current. When the same PN junction diode connected in the reverse bias mode, it can offer the mega ohms of resistance. So that the current will be less. Like this, you have to conclude the VI characteristics of PN junction diode, and with the explanation of the static and dynamic resistance in the forward bias mode and the reverse bias mode, then the VI characteristics of PN junction diode is completed. Then we are going to have the one more important thing we have to discuss, that is called diode current equation. We are going to discuss about diode current equation. In based on the diode current equation, you are going to ask a problem, and that is for 2 or 3 marks. Next topic in continuation to the VI characteristics of PN junction diode, diode current equation. Diode current equation we are going. That means what? This is a VI characteristics of PN junction diode. It is a relation between voltage and current, and it is a relation between voltage and current. Voltage is nothing but voltage across the PN junction diode. Current is nothing but current through the PN junction diode. By taking the voltages and currents, we plotted a graph. That graph is nothing but VI characteristics of PN junction diode. It is a graph of VI characteristics of PN junction diode. If you represent the complete VI characteristics of PN junction diode into a mathematical equation, and that mathematical equation is named as diode current equation. The definition of the diode current equation is that mathematical representation of VI characteristics of PN junction diode is nothing but it is a diode current equation, where whatever we have studied the complete VI characteristics as the theory, as the operation and the calculation of resistances, all we are representing into one mathematical form. All we are going to represent with one mathematical expression, that is called diode current equation. The diode current equation, that is nothing but which describes the current through the PN junction diode when it is connected in forward bias and the reverse bias. That means what? The total we are representing into one mathematical equation, that is a diode current equation. I is equals to formula, I is equals to I naught into e to the power of V by neta Vt minus 1. What are the units for current? This is a current equation. Obviously the units for the current is amperes. Units for current is amperes, so that this is diode current equation, which is nothing but it is a mathematical representation of VI characteristics, that is nothing but it is the diode current equation. So that I is equals to I naught into e to the power of V by neta Vt minus 1, and the units for this one is amperes. So that I am going to describe this one. What is I here? It is I is nothing but it is a current through the PN junction diode. Current through the PN junction diode. Current through the PN junction diode. PN junction diode is also named as simple junction diode or the diode only. Then next one I am going with what is I naught. I naught is nothing but what? We have discussed what is I naught. I naught is a leakage current or the reverse saturation current when the diode connected in reverse bias mode. So that I naught is nothing but it is a reverse saturation current or leakage current. Reverse saturation or leakage current. And what are the units for reverse saturation current? We know the units for reverse saturation current, that is microamps. The reverse saturation current units will be, that is microamp. And coming to the V is nothing but it is a applied voltage of a PN junction diode, or that is a voltage across the PN junction diode. That means what? By applying this much voltage we are going to examine what will be the current is. So that here voltage across the PN junction diode, V is nothing but voltage across the PN junction diode, whereas neta is nothing but it is a emission coefficient or ideality factor. You can call it is emission coefficient or ideality factor. This is 1 for a germanium PN junction diode and 2 for a silicon PN junction diode. That means what? In the exam or in the given problem, that diode will be specified that it is a silicon PN junction diode or it is a germanium PN junction diode. Whenever it's specified silicon PN junction diode, neta has to be assumed 1. Whenever it is specified it is germanium PN junction diode, neta has to be assumed 1, and for silicon it is 2. So that we left with what? V is completed, neta is completed, and next one is Vt is nothing but it is a temperature equivalent voltage. Temperature equivalent voltage at the room temperature, that is about 26 millivolts. So all the values as given, this is 26 millivolts at room temperature. If it is not specified at the room temperature, you can calculate it is Vt is equals to T by 11,600. If you know the temperature in degrees Celsius, and by having that value he is here, and you can have the Vt. If you are not, if the question is not specified, that is some temperature, if that is specified in the room temperature, directly you can substitute the value of Vt is 26 millivolts. So now this is a diode current equation. This is a diode current equation which is nothing but it is a mathematical representation. It is a mathematical representation of VI characteristics of PN junction diode. This is a VI characteristics of PN junction diode. We are representing the whole thing into one equation. In one equation, that is called, it is a diode current equation. Diode current equation is I is equals to I naught into e to the power of V by neta Vt minus 1, where I naught is reverse saturation current, V is applied voltage, and the neta is emission coefficient or the ideality factor, whereas Vt is nothing but it is a temperature equivalent voltage, and that is always 26 millivolts for a room temperature. If the room temperature, if it is another temperature is given, so then you have to calculate like this procedure, and based on this one you are going to ask to solve a problem, and we are going to solve one particular problem, and such that you will understand what exactly the things is. A silicon PN junction, first problem I am going with the first problem. A silicon PN junction diode has a reverse saturation current of 7.12 nanoamperes at the room temperature. Then calculate the forward current if it is a forward bias, and it is connected with the voltage of 0.7 volts. Question is that it is a silicon PN junction diode. The silicon PN junction diode, it is connected in forward bias with the voltage of 0.6 volts, and it has the reverse saturation current. It has the reverse saturation current of 7.2 nanoamperes. So that calculate the current through the PN junction diode when it is connected in forward bias. So that I am going with the forward bias current calculation, current equation, that is I is equals to I naught into e to the power of V by neta Vt minus 1, and this diode has been operating at room temperature. The given that the diode has been operating at room temperature. I am going with the question again, all have to listen. When the silicon PN junction diode is connected in forward bias with the voltage of 0.6 of the reverse saturation current 7.2 nanoamperes at the room temperature, and then what will be the current through the PN junction diode is the question. The current through the PN junction diode I is equals to I naught into e to the power of neta Vt minus 1, and so that I can write I is equals to I naught is how much, that is 7.2 nanoampere. 7.2 nano means how much, that is 10 power of minus 9. You should remember that 10 power of minus 9 is nano, 10 power of minus 6 is micro, 10 power of minus 3 is milli, and e to the power of V is how much, V is applied voltage, that is 0.6 by neta is equals to, neta is emission coefficient, for it is silicon it is 2, for germanium it is 1, and so that you should assume that neta is equals to 2, and Vt is, it has been operating at the room temperature, so that at room temperature Vt is equals to 26 millivolts. 26 milli is nothing but 10 power of minus 3 and minus 1. If you simplify this one, answer you are going to get, the answer is about 5 milliamps. So that what? The PN junction diode has been conducting the current, that is 5 milliamps of current when it is connected in forward bias. When the PN junction diode connected in forward bias, it conducts the milliamps of current. When the same PN junction diode same PN junction diode connected in reverse bias, it can conduct the current of microamps, even less than that current. Sometimes it conducts the nanoamps of currents also. So that we can tell that PN junction diode practically conducts very small amount of current in the reverse bias, but in ideal cases it won't conduct any current. So that current conduction, so in a current conduction when the PN junction diode is connected in reverse bias is almost 0. In tomorrow's class we are going to talk about how the PN junction diode can be used as a rectifier. After that we are going to study some of the rectifiers in the tomorrow's class. Thank you.